Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reunited. This is the Saturday Night Live show. We've got the boys on the channel. We're going to be breaking down the Everton game, getting some good questions in. How are we, lads? Are you all right?
Yep, good, mate.
All good, mate. All good.
Yeah, you're good. Right. Let's get straight into it. Whoever's going to be on the comments, get your questions in. If you want any questions, we're gonna have a good show tonight. Like I said, it is the Saturday night show. I've got a glass of red wine. I'm sure Mark's got a glass of red wine too. So cheers, mate.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers, pal.
Mate.
Right, let's get straight in. I've got some good questions to ask you, boys. Oi, my dog's already started retting off already. Right, so I've got a question for you. So, why are Manchester United constantly starting games poorly? What's your opinions? Why is that?
I'll let Mike. You can go first, mate.
So I just don't. I just think they're all flipping lazy. To be, if I'm honest, they're just
Yeah.
They haven't got the fight in them. They just haven't got the fight in them.
I think it's proven today what Mark's just said. Rio Ferdinand said it as well. There is absolutely zero fight in these players. They can't even get the basics right. That first half, and I said it after the game, that first half, Mark will agree with this, and you, Henry, is one of the worst first halves I have ever seen in my life.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably say it's the worst half of football I've ever seen, like, ever, of Man United.
Yeah.
It was
definitely.
so flat. You can't even say it was flat. It was like beyond flat. I don't even know what word to use.
Yeah, but they couldn't even string basic passes together.
No.
They couldn't even do the basics right. I mean, we're going to get into the players in a minute. I mean, you look at the difference when Everton had the ball. There were gaps everywhere, weren't they? They were making the spaces. When we were saying this when we were watching the game, but when Manchester United had the ball, it's like they were closing them down straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just basics.
It just looked like none of the players wanted to be there.
No,
that's what it looked like.
Yeah, it was like, when and I understand, like you're saying, basic passes and stuff, but actually having, like, no effort to run, like, even running, they couldn't even be asked to run.
They don't even want to run, do they?
No.
It's unbelievable.
But this is just like the basics of football, though, isn't it? Lifting your head up, passing, actually looking like you want to be there. And to me, and I'm sure you all agree, it's becoming a regular occurrence for these players to just start poorly. Like, we almost have to go 2-0 down for them actually to wake up.
It's almost as well, George. It's like we have to get to 60th, 70th minute before we actually wake up. Like, there's nearly 3/4 of the game gone by the time we switch on.
I know. What was it? Was it like the 70th minute when Bruno Fernandes put that in the net?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they were like, oh, wait, we're actually playing a game of football. Perhaps we should actually try and win.
When they put some younger legs on.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, Mike. Definitely.
Dude. Yeah, I agree with that. So my next question. So why is it taking Amrim so long to get his tactics across to these players?
I mean, my opinion is the fact, like, a lot of these players are just used to disappointment, and I think they're just used. Are you back? Yeah, where'd you go?
I'm back, mate. I'm back.
My opinion is, I just think they're just used to, like, playing and losing, and, like, I don't know. It's an hard one, mate. It's a good question.
I just think they've got in their head to just do little work from the good wages. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Turn up and get paid.
Lazy, mate.
I totally agree with that. I think these group of players have had it so easy for so long under Ten Hag, especially under Ollie. Can you remember what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer were like? Smiling all the time. Everything's okay. And these players have never really been under fire where, you're actually the problem. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like, it's not the manager now, it's you.
I know you were touching on it earlier, Mike, about when we was watching the game, about how unfit the players actually look compared to Everton.
Yeah,
like, just look at the difference. It's like, what?
It's night and day. Absolute night and day.
Literally night and day. And I also, like, I know we're not going on to players yet, but just look at some of the older players, how they've got no legs. They've got no legs at all.
I know, that's it. But if you were still in the picture of them, you'd look at them and go like, oh, he's got all legs. He's not going to do anything. So why should I
No,
bother?
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'd use we're talking about Casemiro. I'd probably put him on last 10 minutes, or I mean, you need to be dominating games from the start, don't you?
Yeah. You
Not,
turn
Of
up
course
to
you do.
fight. You turn up to
From
fight.
the off.
George, what's going on with your camera?
Exactly.
Put 50p in a meter.
I'm just.
Yeah, George.
Yeah, I'm just. Just give me 2 secs, boys. Well, I totally agree with that. It goes back to like grassroots football. Your first 10 minutes, put a shift in. Let your opponent know that you're there.
Yeah, that's it.
First 10 minutes of games and 15 minutes, I think we've been really lucky with not being punished, because today we should have probably been punished a lot more than we were in the first half.
Oh, hell
2
yeah.
goals, you know what I mean, Mike? We should have probably been 4-0 down.
I think we were lucky today. I really
Very,
do.
very, very lucky.
Yeah.
We were so lucky. We were so lucky. So, my next question for you boys: can this team progress under Amarin? And what I mean by that is, obviously, we know Amarin's good enough. What I mean is, can these group of players, one, get any better, and two, can they progress in this system or for Manchester United?
I mean, I'm going to be so honest with this answer. I'm going to say no.
No, I think half the team needs to go.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, Mike. I think the likes of certain younger players, yes, they can adapt and they're moldable, but there's a good 75, 80% need to go, because we need to have players that fit that system.
Yeah.
They've not, the last 4 years, we've had that many different managers with so many different ways of playing, and play this way and play that way. I think we've got to start from the bottom, get a load of new lads in. I'd say at least 60, 70% of the team chose to play this system on fitness, speed. We need to be buying the correct players, not just wasting loads of millions on, like we have done, like on the likes of Mason Mount, who's never fit. That's another a couple of million down the drain. How much did we pay for Anthony? 80 million?
Yeah, £90 million.
Yeah, players like this, we need to be, and I know Amarin will probably be able to get it down, and he'll be having scouts, and he will know the players that he wants to go for. Probably a few of them from Sporting, because they've already previously played in that system.
Yeah, Henry, old my glass, mate. I mean, I don't even know where to go from there with that. that was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Mark agrees. These group of players are not capable of playing in any system, and we've all said this for so long. These players are more than capable of getting a manager sacked. They're more than capable of being lazy. Like Mike said, they don't want to fight as a team. Mike keeps saying it all the time. This is not Manchester United, and it's not.
It's not. It's really not.
It's
really Mike,
not,
it's like, going back to when you watched them when you were younger, Mike, even when Fergie and the team were having a bad day, they'd always get the result. They'd always get the result, and they were playing like they looked like they were going to win, even if they're having a bad day.
Even if we were losing, you couldn't ever write Man United off. You knew we'd still win.
No.
And we could be 3 or 4-0 down. We knew we'd still. Don't worry, we're going to get it. We'll get it.
Almost like the Manchester United way, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it.
And I think that goes back to, again, Mike, like we've discussed for months now, all three of us. It's about standards of a club and about heritage, and it's about what it means to play for Man United. And I think a lot of these players on that pitch are playing, like you said, for a salary, not because they want to live trophy, not because. Because it's like, Cristiano Ronaldo or the players of the past, they played there because they want to win. They want to be number one. They don't just want to turn up like. Yeah, they want to win and leave football heritage when they finish. So you can look back on your career. The likes of, what was it, Paul Scholes and Ryan Giggs. They'd won 11 Premier League titles. 11.
Yeah,
I think it might have even been more than that. But that's what I'm saying. It's like the standards have dropped so much.
There's no standards there.
There is no standards, but what I will say is coming in on that is we've had that, like you say, we've had that many managers, like literally what you just said, Henry, that many styles of play. The recruitment. The Glazers' tactics is a manager wants a footballer, but they're going to wait till September, till about 2 weeks before the window closes, and then the price doubles. And then I said it the other night. It's pressure. We overspend. We overpay on wages. This football club is so poorly ran. But going off at a tangent now, what Mike was saying during the game today, they're starting counting screws, mate.
Yeah.
What? If contractors come
that's
in,
it, George.
Forget about Old Trafford falling down. They're starting They're starting counting like nuts and bolts and stuff.
Should we do GoFundMe for screws?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
On that, Mark, let's start a GoFundMe for Manchester United for some screws.
But George, talking about going back to that thing you said then about like this system and stuff. So let's go back to Erik ten Hag when he first come in. He played his system for a few games, and the players weren't fit enough to adapt to the system he was playing with Ajax because he had a fantastic system, right?
No, he did.
So
he did.
He went straight back to the default Manchester United that those players have been playing for the past 5 years under different managers. Yes, it's all right. Yes, you get a few results. You finished, I don't know, top 6, top 7, top 5, but he spent a lot of money and he changed his way of playing to match the players, and that is not the correct way to run a football club.
Because that's the only way he was getting the best out of the players. That's the only reason.
So I understand
the wrong way.
Yeah, and I understand we give Erik ten Hag a lot of stick, and some games he really did need the stick. But my biggest thing was he didn't stick with that system, because what I will say about Amorim, yes, he's not getting a lot of results, but he's sticking to his system and he's sticking to his guns, like you were saying, Mike. You know.
Exactly. And do you know what? The thing is, you know, the minute you show weakness as a manager, and I can't even stress this enough, right? The minute, this is why I respect Amorim, the minute you show weakness in a press conference, in your starting 11, as soon as you show weakness, everybody smells blood. The media smell blood. Your own players smell blood. You cannot show a weakness. You have to stick. That's why Amorim, in every conference, in every match, he's literally sticking to his guns. And to be fair, I respect him for that.
Yeah, and I think we've all discussed this together when we're watching the game. He's being left a very, very difficult task, because to be a good manager, you've got to have a bond with players. You have to have that bond. You have to have some respect between each other. He has stepped into a job where, you know, he's not bought any of the players he wanted. He's only just started looking at the players he wanted. If it had been a different situation if he had come in the summer. He's got all summer pre-season where they're going out. Asia, is it? But that's the point, George, isn't it, again?
Yeah.
Of having a bond.
Moving swiftly on, we've got... Yeah. I've made too many questions here, boys. Was it a penalty? Was it a penalty? I mean, we're already 12 minutes in. Was it a penalty?
Yeah. In my opinion, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. I think we are the luckiest football club in the Premier League today with that decision, because the fact that
it was the other way around.
Yeah, exactly, Mike. And we've had a lot of them, Mike, haven't we? Where we've been going,
mate, we have. Exactly. Trust me.
You know, it's funny that. Do you know what, George, Mike? It's funny that, Mike, because I was just telling Dad a minute ago, because he come up and he was saying, you had 12 men today, you know, including the ref. I says, Mike said exactly the same thing.
We did.
It's 12 men.
It's the first time we've had it since Fergie.
Yeah, literally the first time.
But this is why I want to talk about. I'm going to go down a rabbit hole here. VAR is so corrupt because as we were sat there, the laws of the game says you only go to VAR if it was a clear and obvious error, misjudgment from the referee. He gave a penalty for that. Yeah. Was that a clear and obvious error from the referee? No, it wasn't.
No, and it's good we are all very honest, because
it says it in the law book. If you look at the VAR rule book's changing all the time, and the refereeing officiating.
Well, they bend the rules to make them work. That's what they do.
Yeah, but the last angle that we seen on the TV before it went to VAR,
thought that was shocking.
Was the correct angle to show VAR.
I thought that was shocking as well.
It went straight to the opposite angle.
Yeah, the ref went straight to the TV. So he's gone off his own confidence and gone, that's a penalty. I've seen two people. There's two people involved. With Young.
But there were two tugs. There were two tugs on the shirt.
So it's a penalty.
There were two tugs.
Yeah. Got away with that one.
And like what Mark's just said, if the boot was on the other foot and it's in the last minute of the game, a pivotal moment to go, 3-2 in a game we have to win, the sofa would have tipped up if that had been us. You know it would.
Yeah, I know, 100%.
So 100%. Let's be honest. We got away with one. We've come away with a point, and it is a massive point. This point of the season with a current run of form. My next question for you boys: should we drop Andre Onana?
100%.
I'll let Mike have his opinion on this first.
101%. Honestly, he's not even my third choice keeper.
No, he's not.
I mean, you know my opinion. You know my
Honestly.
opinions on this guy in the sticks.
He's not even my third choice keeper.
I'd just like to say
He's not a
again.
Man United keeper at all. If
No,
you
he's
look
No,
at
not. And
all
do you know
our
what?
keepers
No,
we've ever
honestly,
had,
no.
let's be real. What Mark's just said there, let's be real. He's hit the nail on the head with that. He's not a Man United keeper, and he
I
never
just
will
need to
be.
say this as well. It's like it looked like about the goals we've conceded. Like he does this weird thing, Onana does. If you haven't noticed, he like goes down on one knee, so it makes him really awkward and slow to get up for the rebound. He does it all the time. I was looking at. There was on about it. Pundits were on like I was watching before we went live, and they were saying he does all this like push out as well instead of like parrying it to the left or right. Mike,
Yeah.
how many times has he done this?
I know.
How many times is he going to do it before he goes enough's enough?
Yeah, but
Because
this
winds
is
me up. He winds me up. Honestly, he winds
me
me up.
too, mate. That just gets me. To be fair, I know we're
this is
not very happy about the whole team, but
yeah, but
Anana, he's the
no,
first
but
man who's got to be sorted.
no, but let's be real. Let's be real, right? How many points has he dropped, made us drop as a team for his individual errors, his absolutely stupid mistakes? Brighton, I could name him. I could
Yeah.
reel them off for you. All these mistakes that he's made. Like how many mistakes and how many more points are we going to drop until we
George,
go?
Mike, I was telling you, George, the other day, weren't I? But I think Mike knows this anyway. But I'll say it anyway for anybody watching. It said that De Gea, in all of his career, I mean, that's a long time at Man United. He had made 10 mistakes leading to goals of his own mistakes. That's across a long spread career. And
Yeah.
Nana has done 10 in less than 2 seasons.
Yeah, but also, let's not forget there were a lot better players back when David De Gea was in net as well. A lot more clinical strikers. We've only got Erling Haaland at the minute, Mo Salah. They were clinical strikers all over when De Gea were in net. That's a very good point there, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just not a Man United goalkeeper. I just don't.
Yeah, end of mic drop.
I never ever see him fitting in.
Hey,
Mike, and also
drop. Hey,
Mike,
mic drop.
Mike drop. Yeah, but on the other one, Mike, it's like you were saying there. He's been bought into the club by another manager to go in another system. They've all got to go. It's not part of the building process. They've got to go.
Not. I completely agree. And moving swiftly on nicely, should we drop Rasmus Højlund?
Yes, 100%.
Why?
I'll tell you why. George, how much did we pay for him?
70 million.
Right, so hear me out. Hear me out on this. We have a young
just
lad.
Laughing at what Mark just said.
Yeah, I know. All I will say is this: who's that new lad? Obi, isn't it?
Yeah,
Obi Martin.
That guy has come on today. Yes, he had a couple of mistakes because he's young, but he brings a presence about him. He's a big lad.
He looks like a Man United player.
Yeah,
exactly.
He looks like he's playing for the team.
Right, so he wanted to be there.
So Højlund, for me, you've spent however much money on him, and he's not scored in 16 games, I think Mike said.
Yeah.
He gets the ball, and when he gets the ball, he's not strong enough. He goes on the floor. For me, he's not good enough. Sell him. Make money on him. Sell him. Let's invest it back into the youth team. You're not going to make money on him,
bro.
Listen, well, if we don't make money, just get him gone.
I'd take the loss. He just needs to go.
I'd take the loss,
Mike. I would drive him to Galatasaray or wherever he wants to go. And listen, we're not here to create agendas. We're not here to cause hate. We're here to talk about Manchester United.
I'm just on about playability.
We're here to talk about Manchester United and to talk about what the best things are for Manchester United, and that is getting rid of Rasmus Højlund. In my opinion. So my next question, boys, I'm flying through these. So are we going to need youth players moving forward?
1 million%. I think it was the last game against Tottenham when me and Mike were talking about it. I know you as well, Georgia. How we didn't put any youth team on. I would have changed that whole squad at half time and put loads of them youth teams on. Just to see how they'd actually react to being in a Premier League top flight game. Because they've have everything. They've got they're playing for Man United. They've come through the academy. These boys are living and breathing Man United. Some of these players have been bought in for 70 million, 80 million on a 250 grand wage. These lads have played their absolute ran their socks off to get a position on the bench for Man United, let alone a starting place. So give them a chance.
Well, look, we put a couple of young players on, and it was a different game.
Yeah. There you go again.
Do you know what? I completely agree with that. Do you know what? Because it was that bad in the first half. Let's I don't want to sound like a broken record. It were that bad in the first half. You put a couple of youth players and you put Owen Martin in.
Yeah.
They just run, and that sounds horrendous. But they just run, don't they? They do what they're supposed to be doing. Look like you want to play, receive the ball, do the basics right. What Emery's just said.
Yeah, but they've
literally,
had
to work hard.
They're playing for the badge, not
Yeah.
the money. Anybody who wants a big wage, I'd be saying, listen, no, we need to look at the 1999, the class of 92. With the boys who come on and won the treble for Man United. Of course, we had some good players as well, but you need, Mike, it's like we always said, weren't it, Mike, when you said to me, it's all right bringing young players in, but they need people to look up to as well, don't they?
Exactly.
You know, with the likes of Cantona and flipping Roy Keane. Exactly.
Mate. That's
Bruno Fernandes,
we'll
who's never won a Prem. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a very good talking point. My next one is Bruno Fernandes a Manchester United captain.
No.
Nope.
Well, then who is?
Who is?
Yeah, Mike. There you go again. There you go again, Mike. Mike, there you go again. Because I'll be totally honest about Bruno Fernandes. If he kept his mouth shut and stopped moaning as much, then I say yes, he would be a captain. Lead by your example. Lead by getting a free kick. But he's constantly at the ref. He's Mardy. You can see the way he is.
Spoiled brat.
His attitude is shocking, Mike. Isn't it? Absolutely shocking.
But then what you've just said, right? You know. This is how low we've fallen. Getting a goal and playing like that is just part of your game. You shouldn't be captain material just for those attributes. So, in my opinion, a captain is all about leadership. It's all about attitude. It's all about getting at your players when you're not playing well, lifting them up.
Your players,
looking after them. Bruno Fernandes acts like a 10-year-old in the playground that someone's just kicked ball off at fence.
You know, George, it's why you're on the subject of captains and stuff. I just about an hour ago, I looked at highlights of Nemanja Vidic and top 10 encounters and how he stuck up for his team and he put himself on the line. He'd physically throw himself in front of a train to make sure Man United got across that line winning. And that's the difference between now and then and now.
It was a battlefield. It used to be a battlefield.
Totally.
It was.
Totally.
And do you know what? I'm so glad you've said that because I've had the privilege of watching Nemanja Vidic live so many times. Watching that guy warm up was scary. Honestly, some of the warming up routines he used to do were freakish. And he would hit you that hard. It aimed to put you in Rome's head.
It was unbelievable. I think there was one with Michael Richards when he was playing for City, and you could clearly see the ball was going to Richards to have this strike, and Vidic chucked himself in front of his karate kick and bruised all his stomach, but brushed it off like it was nothing. Michael Richards had to go off. You know what I mean? And he was the one doing the hurting.
Yeah, but this is levels, isn't it? Look at Roy Keane. Yeah, Roy Keane, he might have got sent off a few times, and he might have been radical sometimes, but do you know what? He led. He was so professional. He led like a captain should. He never let any of his players get bullied. He'd be first, to put his body on the line, to get everybody together. And that is what Man United's lacking at the minute. Is in my opinion, a true leader.
Yeah, it's leadership because, Mike, today, the first 10, 20 minutes of, the game's not going your way. Captain me going, hold on a minute. Yeah. Let's have a word with each other. Get your head up. What are you doing?
He's shaking the players going, get a move on.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Get a move on right now.
Sort it out.
And especially after the first goal, instead of lips heads drop and lips go down, it's you grab each other and shake each other up.
He just stands there and stamps his feet.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but answer this. What happened when the first goal went? What did Bruno do? He moaned.
Yeah.
He went and spoke to the ref.
Speak
to your players.
Yeah, exactly.
Speak to your players.
He's just captain of himself. He's not captain of the team.
No, definitely, mate.
That's going to get clipped. Anyway, so are we still in a relegation battle?
Yeah.
Yes, we really are. Because it's like we said last weekend when we was watching us get beat by Tottenham. We're only 3 or 4 games more. It's all right picking points up. It's 1 point. If we it
is a vital point, mate. You
very careful. We have.
No, but and listen, when you talk about relegation battles, I said this before the game. A point. This is embarrassing because it's Manchester United. I get it, but
I can't believe we're having a conversation about Man United in relegation.
No, it's unbelievable.
But a point
in
a relegation battle is massive. We're laughing, aren't we? But it's true.
Yeah.
No,
you're right, George. Points make massive differences, but like it's unbelievable. Even talking about it kind of depresses all of us.
It does. Moving swiftly on. Yeah, Mark's point. What is going to happen if we get relegated? Is Sheikh Jassim going to want to buy a championship club?
Yes, because it's for the brand. It's for the brand.
If it happens,
it's for the history.
If it happens, I hope that the Glazers would actually want to sell.
Yeah, but listen, I'm halfway down my red wine glass, and now we're going to hear some truths. Is the club worth 4.5 billion in championship?
Yes, I mean,
I don't think
it's
so.
hard.
Why is it?
Right, okay, yeah, perhaps it's not. I will just say it's a club with history and heritage. So if you're willing to hear me out, if you're willing to put the money into it, Rocky,
what's Cat doing on live stream?
Just try and come on live stream. If you're willing to put the money into something that's already been great, of course, it's going to pay you back. It's going to pay you back in the hundreds, but it's the rebuilding process to get them there. It's everything. I'm not even just talking about the players now. I'm talking about the stadium, the training facilities.
Let me come in there. I know Mark's itching. Right, let's say we go down. Cat's on live stream. Let's say we go. Let's be honest. Let's say we go down. Right. Let's be real.
It's likely.
Yeah, definitely.
Who is going to buy us, and at what price?
To be fair, George, you and Mike should probably go for a GoFundMe and buy it ourselves.
The ground's falling down. We've got leaks from the roofs and leaks from the players. We're in the championship. Like,
Rocky, what are you doing?
It's real.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Mike, that really hurts you, doesn't it, Mike, as well? You can see
the club's not worth 4.5 billion in the championship. Mike, the club's not worth 4.5 billion pound in the championship, is it?
No.
And who's going to want? That's a dilemma. I don't want to think about us getting relegated, but ifs and buts.
Might have to get used to the idea because it's a really strong possibility.
It's scary.
Yeah. You know what, Mike? If you'd have said, go back to noughties and like. I remember everybody
someone had told me this was happening. I'd laugh in their face, mate.
Same here.
Not a chance.
Do you know what? It's like I saw this funny video as well. This it was only like a make-up funny story on YouTube. The fan had been in a coma from 2006 or 7 when we'd won everything. He were like, "What do you mean? We've not won a Premiership for 13? Is it 13, 12 years?" Then he's like, "What do you mean? Man City have won 4 on the row."
It's like the biggest nightmare you could ever wish for.
It really is. It really is.
Thoughts on the Ipswich game?
I'm going to say another tough battle. Tough battle.
We're at Old Trafford, Wednesday night for an R7 kickoff.
Which I'd probably say, mate, I know it sounds bad. It's the theatre of nightmares. I'd probably say I'd rather play them at Ipswich than at Old Trafford because the pressure of Old Trafford on those players, you can clearly see they're not dealing with anything very well.
Just buckles them,
But then it comes with character, it comes with leaders, it comes with mentally being strong as well. These players, when I see them at Old Trafford...
Do you know what? I think it's it's an embarrassment these players haven't got that pride on their shirt after having George Best, Bobby Charlton, David Beckham, Paul Ince, all these flipping top players who have come through, Cantona, legends of the club playing on that exact pitch. And no one's no one can be bothered to play for the badge. I think they all need sacking, mate. I terminate so many contracts to be nobody left in squad.
Same here. Which takes me on to my next question. Are the Glazers going to sell?
No, I don't think. I think
they're going to have to be pushed out of the club. They're going to have to be pushed out.
I think it's eventually going to happen because it's going to have to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
But they're not going to go easily.
No, they're not.
No.
Let's be honest, right? They nearly got away with the Super League. They got away with the I said this in my other live. They got away with violent protests in 2010. They think they're going to get away with raising season ticket prices and the concessions for FA Cup games. We are going to have to... I'm almost flipping reading my list out. We're going to have to protest and boycott like you would not believe and hit them where it hurts, and that is in the pockets for us to make a difference.
I know.
But it's gonna be so hard to spread the awareness, to get people to either
do that.
boycott
Yeah, but
or
I tell you what.
protest.
Now we're on this subject because it's a good subject. It's like when Mike, when we're saying like we're going to the games and stuff. You've got like day trippers, as we call them, and I'm not slagging them off because they want to see Manchester United and the trophy room because it's massive and it's the famous Old Trafford, Theatre of Dreams once upon a time. But you've got people like that, so you've probably got 25% of people who will actually probably go to these strikes and protests. The other 75% couldn't really care because it's just they're not bothered about it. So everybody, it's like if you hate Glazers, stand up. It takes some ages to stand up around that stadium, mate.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
So, yeah, literally, my other question is: are the protests going to work? And do you know what? I said it on. Was it last night? I think it was last night. The fan base is that big. It's so divided. In my opinion, it's one of the worst fan bases in the world. For many reasons, to spread that awareness, to get fans to consistently get on board of protesting, standing up and leaving on the 80th minute, you name it.
Well, I tell you what,
almost
mate,
an
that's
impossible
so
job.
true. That's so true. That is because when the team's doing really well and when we're winning back-to-back premierships, because I tell you what, it was only one season when we got beat on goal difference from stopping Sir Alex Ferguson from winning 6 in a row. That's 6 in a row. That's unbelievable. But listen, as soon as it starts going downhill, George, then you can start to see the cracks in the fan base. Because when everybody's winning, everybody's happy. So now this is the big divide, mate. You're correct. You're correct in what you're saying about the toxicity. Because if somebody's thinking about Rasmus Højlund's not good enough, somebody else out there, I can guarantee you it, will be saying, no, I like him and I think he should be this and I think he should be that.
But
that's
you
the
know
problem.
what? It almost upsets me. I treasure seeing Fergie his last year in 2013, and I treasure David Moyes when he was there. I treasure those moments because we were never this bad. We were never in a million years this bad.
George, it's crazy when you're saying that. I 100% agree. Van Gaal won a flipping
an FA Cup and finished second and got
finished
sacked.
second and he got sacked.
Yeah.
Weigh that up.
But for us to move forward, we've said this before, for us to move forward, there's only one way for us to move forward, and it's either one, a complete and utter clear out, or two, to go into the Championship. That's the only two options at the minute, in my opinion.
Or get Alex Brooker in nets.
Yeah, I reckon. Listen, Mike. Yeah, but Mike, I'm not even kidding you. You know one of them flipping things they have at car lots like that blow around in the wind? You know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah.
Stick one of them in goal.
Would be better.
It would.
I'm going to have to move it on, boys. Would you accept a Sheikh Jassim bid from Saudi if it was on the table?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think something like that's needed as well.
Yeah, but
you're going to go back to that thing again, George, because I know, and before you give your opinion, George, because I know what you're getting at, because you're saying about Man City getting bought out by big by those type of people, Newcastle. But I really do think, mate, the way the football is, look at Ratcliffe trying. Come on, Ratcliffe ain't got no money in his bank, so he's having to count in screws to make a quid.
No.
Yeah,
that's how bad it is.
Yeah, but look at Bowie at Chelsea, a multi-billionaire, right? They haven't done anything with that ownership, have they? Be honest, they haven't done anything. So, yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this. I probably would take a Saudi bid if Manchester United.
I think if you didn't, you'd be a bit stupid. But yeah, I agree. I know where you're coming from with your opinion, George.
The only thing that annoys me would be under that umbrella as Newcastle.
George, I'll be totally honest with you, mate.
Yeah.
I'd rather be flipping. I'd rather be winning loads of premierships and having this argument with you than being in the Championship and battling to try and get back up. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think this sounds horrendous, but I think I'd rather take relegation, Championship, rebuild, new owners in that order, rather than stay up, get the new owners. I think these players need to be taught a lesson.
Do you know, George? It's sad, really, mate. If you go through like the Championship and even League One, and you look at all those big name football clubs who once upon a time were a big Premiership team, like Portsmouth, Middlesbrough, Sunderland. All these clubs have gone through struggle, like very similar to do with finances. They really have.
Yeah.
And look where they are.
I know, it's scary.
It's not
I don't
good,
want
mate.
to talk
It's not
about
good
that,
at
but it's
all.
scary. So
Really not good.
we're going to move swiftly on because I'm absolutely starving. Are you happy with the Europa League draw? Real Sociedad.
No, I'm really
I'll tell you
not.
what. I'll tell you
I'm
what.
really
Let me
not.
just
I'll tell
get
you.
my
I think we've
opinion on
had it
this for
hard.
you.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the past fixtures against Sociedad or any Spanish team, should we say Sevilla, Villarreal,
George, do
we
you want me
lost
to be
against
honest with
Just
you?
wait, Henry,
George.
just wait, just wait. We lost
Sorry,
against
mate.
Villarreal in the final with Ole Gunnar
Yeah.
Solskjaer. Sevilla knocked us out of the Europa League 2 years ago. Sociedad love playing against us. Spanish teams love playing Manchester United in the Europa League and the Champions League. What's your thoughts, boys?
Right, okay. I'll give you my honest opinion. I think we'll beat them. And I'll tell you why. Because they're a bigger team and they are a good outfit, I personally believe Man United will get up and will show and will beat them, because that's all we've been doing all season, is going up against proper strong teams like City, Liverpool, Arsenal, 10 men. You're telling me this is what really winds me up about Man United. Look at the way they were defensively organised against Arsenal with 10 men, and we can't even do it today against Everton or any.
And we don't know where we are in goals.
No, yeah, exactly, Mike.
I rest my case. Mic
drop. Mic drop. That's going to be a new thing on this when we have Mike on mic drop. But
honestly,
that's where I have the big problem is what you've just said. We can easily match Liverpool. We can match Arsenal with 10 men, but we can't do it against Brighton. We can't do it against Southampton at home. We can't do it against Everton in the first 70 minutes. We can't do it against Tottenham. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah,
with these players, like. Well, I'd love to just go and watch a training session. I'd love to watch how they're interacting with these. I'd love to know about the social life. What's your social life like? You're not fully committed to this football club, and unfortunately, it's a bit of a dying era. Like, everyone took the piss out of Gary Neville. Gary Neville's an absolute unbelievable
Hey, hold on a
professional.
minute. You can't put his stats.
No, I'm not. I'm on about people. No, they did, didn't they, Mark? The people looked at Gary Neville like, obviously, they criticised him for being the only. I know Roy Keane, as you say,
he did everything for the club.
Yeah, he did.
Even away from the football.
Yeah, he did. He
is through and
middle.
through. Yeah, he's through and through.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not saying I agree with a lot of his punditry, because I think he's very biased and I think he's paid to say the stuff he says. But as it comes for, like, he was definitely one of the great, in my opinion, and his stats back it up. Yeah. Because he's not big-headed. He says, "Oh, I wasn't good." You look at his stats, amazing, absolutely amazing.
But on that point, all I was saying was that, the likes of, listen, I'm gonna have to mention Ronaldo. When Ronaldo retires, you can forget about that stature of player, the training, the diet. He's 40 years old. The bloke looks like he's 25.
I know. Yeah,
it's dying. That professional mentality is dying, and Manchester United. That's why I think it's absolutely crazy. If I was a Man United player, Ronaldo's in that dressing room, I'd be cleaning his football boots.
Yeah,
I'd be
but
watching
listen,
everything that bloke does. I want
so
to be
that's
like
why,
him.
yes, George, that's why I did admire Garnacho, because he is still got that old school mentality. He looked up to Ronaldo
because he changed the game in the second half. Actually,
yeah, he really did. He looks up to Ronaldo, and do you know when he was playing with his idol, he scored a goal and he gets to celebrate with his idol, who he's always looked up to.
Dream, absolutely, that's true, isn't it?
It's like even taking his celebrations. It's like awesome.
It's what you'd want. Right, lads, listen, I'm going to wrap it up here because I am starving. I've got a steak that I'm about to cook. But thank you both of you. Thank you so much for being on the live.
Worries.
We've been on live for 40 minutes. It's been an absolute unbelievable live. We're gonna do more of this. The questions were brilliant. We probably could have gone on for at least an hour, to be fair.
Easy, yeah.
Probably until next flipping game if we carry on.
Yeah, but this we're gonna try and make this a regular thing because we've had some absolutely great conversations here. But anyway, thank you to everybody watching the live. Thank you to Mike. Always a pleasure. Thank you to Henry.
Cheers, Mike,
for coming and making this show. I really do appreciate it. Honestly, it's been brilliant. So, like, comment, subscribe. Lads, enjoy your Saturday night. And I will see you on the next one, boys.
Yeah, you too, Mike. See you later, George. See you later, Mike.
Take care.
Bye,
Bye.
mate. Bye.